Hey Weeblos, hey pals, it's everybody's favorite gamer girl, Tristonium, and today I'm starting a new series called Why I Love, where I talk about stuff I love. The first stuff being NakeyJakey, who you've probably heard me mention if you've watched my game reviews, and if you don't know who NakeyJakey is, why are you watching this? Why are you here? Okay, if you're actually unaware of Jakey, he's a guy who makes videos better than me and talks about games usually, but sometimes talks about other topics like the musics or, gives advice on heartbreaks or talking to people you're attracted to. And he's very cool, and this video will be explaining why I find him cool and why he is cool in general, and it's not debatable. But first, let's talk about my origin with Jakey. So let's go all the way back to 2018 to 12-year-old me thinking I had peaked in life, and I was scrolling through YouTube as one does and found a video about GTA 4 and seeing if it still held up, and I watched it for a reason nobody knows, and I ended up thinking the video was just okay, and I didn't really care enough to look at the channel that posted the video until another video from this mysterious channel appeared in my recommended about Rockstar's open world games, and it came up and interested me, and while watching this, my life changed as I happened to simultaneously enter a life-ending car crash, but Jakey's video was so good, time reversed, and the crash undid itself. Now, while watching this, I actually thought NakeyJakey was like a game informant company, like one of those channels like Games Radar or like IGN, and I'm not sure why, but Jakey he really gave me that vibe. But I ended up watching more videos and realized I was a dumbass. But alright, let's just say that Jakey origin is done now. Now let's get on to the reasons why I'm in love with Jakey. I mean, why I love Jakey's videos. Why I love Jakey. One of the reasons is we have the same middle names, so he's pretty much my cousin, and he has the same last name as the guy who plays Anakin in Star Wars, so I guess I'm Luke friggin' Skygamer. Something else is his humor and general vibe. He's so funny and really changed my sense of humor since when I started watching him, and has a really likable personality. He's like that older cousin you never expect to see at family gatherings, but you're always excited to see him and talk to him. Another thing is he sometimes talks about, and usually talks about, obscure things in games and compares them, like his beer in video games video, where he also attempts crushing a beer with his foot.
Down the hatch. Down the hatch. I've never done this without shoes. Let's see what this feels like.
Something else is his G-dang editing style. Fun fact, Jakey actually invented the green screen in Yoga Ball. Just trust me. One thing I like about him, which many people won't agree with, but I like the gaps between his uploads. Sure, a video every month would be nice, but having 3 to 4 and maybe more months between uploads adds a better feeling when the uploads are actually posted. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can tell you where I was, or at least when I watched, or like where I was when I watched each of Jakey's uploads since 2019. Alright, so for the Disney Channel original movies upload, I think that might have, that came out while I was watching, his other stuff and, binging all his videos, so I don't know where I was for that one. But the illegally downloading music one, I can tell you I was pooping when that one came out. Then, his Not Dead Yet music video, I woke up on a summer morning and I saw that was out and I freaked out and, watched that while I was in bed. The esports one I watched while I was in summer camp and we were out, on this island, and I just, I remember my phone being on 2%, but I was like, I gotta watch this video. And then this kid who was still awake with me, James, hey James, you're not watching this, but he watched it with me, and he had me I chose to explain Jakey to him, and I was like, yeah, he's just a white guy talking about video games. Then in the horror in video games video, I remember me planning to FaceTime my friend, Jennifer, and then, but I told her that Jakey made a new video, so I got home after getting off the bus, and I watched the horror and video games video while I was just on my bed. Then the online dating one came out. I remember watching that on my TV, and I was just so excited because it was close to Christmas, and I was like, Jakey, Christmas gift. Now the dating shows one, I think that video came out a day or the day after. I was super sad, so I remember watching that in my car going home, and I was just super happy. And then the high school didn't matter at all one, I was just kind of like it was just quarantine. And I watched it on my phone, or yeah. And then, oh god, okay, the Naughty Dog's game design is outdated video. That's a fun one. So I remember it was like 10 at night, and I was on FaceTime with someone, and then I see the notification pop up, and I freak out, and I jump on top of my little gaming chair, and I just start spinning and like yelling out of joy. Then I realized that I didn't beat Last of Us 2, and that's the entire point of the video, and that I would be completely lost if I watched the video without playing the game, probably. So I decided to like beat the whole game just so I could watch Jakey's video, and it was worth it, because I love my boy Jakey, and he hasn't uploaded anything since then, as of now. So yeah. He also did things like teaching me how to tie my shoes, how to drive, how to wipe my own butt, how to put shirts on, and got my mom pregnant with me. Wait, no, something about that wasn't right. Oh, yeah, I can't drive or tie my shoes. Wait, no, that's my dad I'm thinking about! Jakey introduced me into a lot of games, like the Max Payne trilogy and the original Halo trilogy, which I first heard him talk about in videos referencing the videos he made on Halo, and I could just like never escape him bringing up the Halo videos in different videos, and they were you know, kind of like a little spooky legend. So I ended up watching said Halo videos, and I got interested enough to play the first 3 games over the course of like 14 months. And yeah, I have very big issues staying committed to like media and stuff. Jakey boy is also very good at getting you interested in whatever he's talking about. Like his video about illegally downloading music, which for most people is, you know, maybe a big kind of like nostalgia grab, but I just saw that and I was like, Tristan liked me some Jakey. You know, I watched it. And you know, the same thing has happened for like literally all his videos about anything not game related. You know, like the video he made about like online dating. Like I had no interest in watching anyone talk about it, but then he did, and I was like, whoa. Or you know, the video where he told me I suck and should give up on life and I'll never do anything important. Wait, no, that was my dad too. NakeyJakey is also very musically talented and used to do G-Dang entire raps of all his patrons on Patreon. Just look at how amazing these were. Oh my god.
Alexander Lessela, Jasper dropped a 6-pack, Arbiter 1019, eat my churro, Gaylord Steam.
He also makes his own songs without mentions of Patreon, and the songs are really great, but very different from, you know, other stuff out there. And I think my favorite song of his is Saint Like, and I had this really weird phase in 7th grade where I was obsessed with Jakey, and I kept randomly texting people cafeteria, all spaced out, because it was the name of one of his songs, and I even sent that to some people that I like barely talked to, and I would never explain like it was like my favorite YouTuber's like one of his songs. I just say cafeteria randomly, like mid-conversation. I remember the first time I heard Cafeteria, I was on the second to last story mission on Spider-Man PS4 and was just listening to music because I'd beaten the game multiple times, and I couldn't stop replaying the song because it was just so good, and it still is. Jakey, he takes a lot of time releasing songs just like videos, and I support as long as he's happy with the final product. He also tends to occasionally wear this Tom Hanks shirt in different videos, which I love because it's a good shirt. I mean, just look at him wearing it here and here and... Wait, that's not Jakey. Reason number 12 is we both have 37-minute videos about Red Dead, and mine is 37:36 and his is 37:47. So that's pretty cool. And more proof we're related. You know, Jakey seems to really care about everything he releases. Like, even his merch site is designed like a dating app where you swipe left and right on the shirts you want and don't want. Who else does stuff like this? Oh my god, you know. I also remember on his subreddit, there's a lot of people posting how they also got little Jakey lollipops with their merch, and that was pretty nice. Okay, now we're on to the huge things I love about Jakey. Some of them changing my life. The first being, he talked to me twice. Okay, so I replied to him on Twitter once, and where I just stupidly asked if I could play on my Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order save after beating it, where he replied 3 letters that I will never forget: YES. Then I realized how dumb it was to waste what seemed to be my one chance talking to Jakey, asking a question I could have easily Googled. So I replied again saying how much I love Jakey's stuff, and he said he loved me. Woo! I know. I'm sorry, I get very excited about this, and that really made me so happy, and I'll never forget that I've talked to Jakey on Twitter twice. But it was really weird once he started sending feet tweets at me, though. Another thing is that he got me into Eddie Burback, one of my all-time favorite YouTubers who got me into the Gus and Eddie podcast, which I binged, and now I watch every Monday, which I really enjoy. Now, the last thing, Jakey inspired me, as you might be able to tell if you watch him and have seen some of my other videos. I don't really know what I wanted to make on this channel. You know, first, when I was 9, it was Lego videos and Let's Plays of me recording my TV. Then it was skits. Then I watched Jakey, and it became video essays and videos about games. And I planned on making videos about games for so long, but nothing like that really happened until I did my GTA 3 review. And I try my best to not directly copy NakeyJakey. So, you know, I don't use my green screen too much, and, you know, I don't wear his Tom Hanks shirt, and I've tried to do my own things, you know, like dancing at the end of my videos and stuff, and yeah, I was always stabbing a random stranger in celebration every time I post a video, and I think a quote from my buddy Simeon sums up a very important thing about Jakey. So, here you go, Papa Simmy. What a way with words that man has. My goodness. If you didn't hear him, he said Jakey is a creator for creators. As in, Jakey is typically watched mostly by people who also make videos, and it's easier to find someone who watches him who does make videos than someone who watches him and doesn't. Something else that I didn't talk about, so this is unscripted, it's not in the script, I just wanted to bring it up. Jakey's like insanely human. Like, you know, one of my favorite videos of his is the one where he talks about where BioShock was his only friend. The whole video, like, in terms of just video, not like what he's talking, it's just like clips of just like random stuff, of like him sitting outside, or like, I don't know, just like things of like scenery. But he talks during that video just about how for like a certain period of time, like, BioShock was his only friend. You know, there's another video he talks about how Dark Souls saved him, and he's just sitting there wrapped in a little Jakey blankie, and he talks about stuff. And, you know, in a lot of videos he talks about his life experiences, and it really makes him, you know, you could watch it, and obviously I never like to watch someone and have it say I feel like I know them, but I feel like Jakey is a real human, because obviously he is, but, you know, it feels like I'm really listening to, you know, that cool older cousin at a family gathering, and yeah, I just wanted to mention that. Thank you for being there for us, Jakey. You know, I'm 15 right now, and I've been watching you for 2.5 years, and, you know, it's been really nice. You know, as of now, you haven't uploaded in a while, and, you know, some of us speculate you're off in Nam fighting the good fight, but we will await for whatever you release if you return, and if you don't, you know, it be like how it do, as I say. Anyways, here's a little Jakey edit I made where we can hope it doesn't get boned by copyright. See you next time, everyone.
Moms are like actual superheroes. Life straight up does not exist without them. Yet, I protect my little girls. I buy gifts for my little girls. Moms are the most. You fucking watch that. Or don't. I'm not your real dad.
You wanna maybe pop that off? Good, buddy. Good.
I might understand why it had to end, but it doesn't make me any less sad that it's over.